Welcome back to Ace and Maverick. Today's video is a little different. This is not a build guide, first and foremost. This is absolutely not intended to be a follow my lead build guide. If that's what you're looking for, I will have a build guide for this ship up in the turn of the new year. But I thought it would be fun to post this video and kind of give some of the new subscribers some insight on my build process. It's been a while since I've done or explained kind of how I do my thing in a video, and I've had a lot of new subscribers, and there's a lot of new people following along with my guides. So, what I do is I build my ship on my own accord. It takes probably about 4 hours as like a base idea, and it's a lot of trial and error. I'm going through and I'm adding parts, removing parts, changing the layout of the ship. This ship changed probably 15, 20 times before I was done with it. But once I finally go through and spend the time and get the ship to a point where I'm happy with and satisfied, it's 4 hours plus a bunch of different sessions, and parts that were there might not be there now, and snap points have changed and all that stuff. So it's pretty tough to make a build guide off of my complete finalized design. So what I have to do is I'll go through and delete parts off of the ship layer by layer, save the clip, reverse the video, and then use that reversed video to try to replicate the ship. I've gotten a lot better over the last couple months on the order of deleting parts, so it helps me with the rebuild process, which is nice. But yeah, it's pretty difficult. You just have to. I just have to go through and find how to get these parts to snap where they were with the original completed ship. I've also gotten a lot better at that, and manipulating where things can go and the methods of how to get them there. But essentially, that's part of why my build guides have been, just kind of slow and steady on the releases here. It doesn't help that over time my ships have become a lot more complex and a lot more parts intense and a lot more glitch heavy. So that does make it a little harder for me to recreate the ships, and therefore it's just a little bit more time in between. Plus, I'm pretty preoccupied with the Corvettes and coffee community and running events over there and the coffee shows and all that stuff. So I've added a lot to my plate outside of just doing build guides since this community has taken off. But I thought it would be fun to post this video. This is just the teardown and reversed video of Crimson Falcon. I do intend on having a build guide for this ship up at the turn of the new year, but with the Unification Day meet and then just the holidays and stuff, it's going to be tight. So I figured I'd get this video out there now for anyone who wants to accept the challenge. I guess maybe I'll call this a build challenge video instead of a build guide video. So he can see what I have to go through, because this is my build guide. So I take this video, I learn how to get all the parts where they belong, and then I end up having to rebuild the ship probably 4 or 5 more times to make it an easy to follow guide and an appropriate order of events, and that way it's just more concise for someone to rebuild the ship. So I think ultimately by the time I'm done with starting a ship build and finishing the build guide, it's at least 10 hours of work involved. Just because it's such a detailed process, and the reverse engineering of it is kind of a challenge, especially when I have glitches involved like this one here. This actually, pro tip, if you do want to get wily and try to recreate this ship off this video, that's the 45-degree hab glitch. But instead of doing the dot directly between in the center between the dots, where you place the window, I shuffled over and I'm on the dots, so it's like a 39-degree glitch instead of 45-degree. That's probably vague if you don't know anything about the hab rotation glitch. So you'll have to look into that. If you know what I'm talking about, though, you'll know it's not dead center; it's to the dot to the side instead of in the middle. So yeah, I figured I would just post this. If you want to get crazy and rebuild this ship before I get to the build guide. Be my guest. It's probably going to be difficult. I have the Pod Racer guide I just put up. I'm working on Shinigami, the Soul Reaper guide, next. That one's actually going to be a lot easier to replicate than this ship. That's why I'm doing that one first. And also why I'm posting this build challenge video up. If you want to get to the ship before I do, that's perfectly fine. But yeah, I don't know what else to say about this except thank you so much for watching, and I appreciate everyone's support, and the growing community that we're making with Corvettes and Coffee is super awesome, and everyone's really active and really nice, and we're having a lot of fun. But yeah, I intend on making my next ship after I get done with the build guide for this in the turn of the year and my other build guide, Shinigami. I fully intend on making my next ship that I make a lot less glitch intensive, so that way it's just another easier to build guide for those who don't want to do glitches as well. But yep, that's all today. Thank you so much for watching, and if you do accept this challenge and are able to recreate the ship, please at me and let me know. I'm curious. You might make it better than I would. So yeah, please do. Let me know if you are able to recreate the ship off this guide, like how I am going to have to. But have a good day, and I'll see you guys soon.